there. Hi there. This is Roger Pascal. We're going to be doing a replay tonight. I'm not feeling really great today, so we're not going to do our normal fireside chat, but I appreciate you being on here. We have a very special guest coming on board with us on our next fireside chat, which is the third Sunday in October, October the 23rd. I'm really excited to bring this person on, and we'll have more details of that coming forward. So thank you so much for being on here. Listen to this replay. Hopefully you'll get a couple of good nuggets out of this and what you can do. And this is one of our best recordings we've had yet. Thank you.
Running your own real estate investment business can be stressful, time-consuming, and difficult to manage. Where do you start? Why go out and try and reinvent the wheel when we have the answer? With our exclusive training program, we will teach you how to free up your time to build your business, develop your goals, learning where to find the money, how to find better deals, keeping track of offers, building a team, and developing a business plan that works for you. We at Real Impact Real Estate Training and Mentoring have all the answers for you. We have several plans to help you get your business to the next level. We have developed the best one-on-one personal training system in the industry. We have a proven structure that has been developed for more than 50 years through the purchase and sales of thousands of homes and commercial properties. We will help you set up and build your real estate investment business. Whether you are new to investing or you are a seasoned professional, we have a plan for you to customize your business to a method that works, is affordable, and fits your budget. With training modules like finding money, finding deals, learning how to get correct comps, building a team, short sales, subject twos, foreclosures, making multiple offers, understanding auctions, REOs, and tax sales, working to build your construction team, and finding sellers and buyers. Find your property management team, plus over 70 additional training modules to choose from. Sit down with us for a one-on-one consulting to see what training plan is best to develop your goals and to build your business by using the 5 M's of investing: mining, money, maintenance, marketing, and management. Wouldn't your life be great if you can live it on your own terms? We help you develop and structure your business to take massive action. Join the Real Impact Real Estate Training today. Change your life today with real estate investing.
Hi there. My name is Roger Pascal. I'm the CEO of Real Impact Training. We've got a great call tonight. We've got a couple of guests on here. Some of our franchise owners, but at Real Impact, we are here to change the quality of investors' lives through real estate investing. So at Real Impact, our franchises provide a local real estate network for investing throughout Texas and Oklahoma. We can also help you in other areas. If you're in other areas, we have a lot of new products that are coming on right now to help you with your one-on-one mentoring programs. So if you're interested more about learning about our training options, please reach out to us or one of our franchise owners, and you can find them online at our website, which is realimpacttraining.com, realimpacttraining.com. Just go to the middle of the screen and click on the area that says locations or calendar. Either one of those will take you to where our locations are and our meetings are at. So in just a couple of minutes, we're going to have some franchise owners on the call with us tonight to talk to. We're just going to talk about auctions, the different types of auctions, what you get with the auctions, what's happening with the auctions. So one of our primary objectives on our Sunday night calls, by the way, we will not be having a call next week because of Easter, but we're moving these. We're putting these calls on the first and third Sundays of the month, so put that on your calendar. And we're looking to change some of that up too. But we're on the dates are the first and third Sundays of every month at 7 o'clock Central Time. So our primary objective every Sunday night that we have these calls is to provide you with an opportunity to ask questions about real estate investing and how to build your business. So if you're on YouTube, you're going to click on the comment section. If you do not see a comment section, you're going to hit subscribe. That's all you got to do is hit subscribe, and then the comment section will pop up. And there's no need to wait till next week to get your answers for your real estate investing. So we really encourage you to ask some questions and help you along. So CJ is our producer, and he owns Fun Grid Entertainment. They do video management for us. And if you can put Tim and Gaby on, and if we have anybody else, we had Doug, there he is. He's got some storms going over right now, so that'll be we'll be interested to see if he can if his connection stays on board. And then Karen Maxwell usually is on this call, and she is without electricity right now because of the storms going through East Texas. So Tim and Gaby are our franchise owners in Wichita Falls and Denton, Texas. And Doug Toon is our franchise owner in Longview, Texas. So welcome on board, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Doing good.
All right. So tonight we're talking about auctions. You know, auctions are a great place for investors to go. So why would investors go to auctions? Why would we need to do that? We go to the next slide, please. So why would we want to go to auctions, even if we're not buying properties at auctions? So the types of auctions we have on the next slide is we have the courthouse auctions, which consist of bank foreclosures, and also tax auctions. So that's what you're going to see at the courthouse in Texas. Many counties are the first Tuesday of the month, and you can check with your county to see if they're having an auction that particular Tuesday or not. The smaller counties may not be every month. The larger counties are going to be every month. So there's two areas at the courthouse that will hold auctions. One, and sometimes they're under the same tent, but one is going to be the sheriff's sale, which are tax auctions. The guy doing that will have a gun on his side, and he'll have a badge, and he or she will be conducting that auction for the tax sales of that. And then you have the foreclosure auctions, where the banks in Texas, we're a deed state. So with Texas, we're going to foreclose without a judge involved. So that means that it's going to be either under a tent. Sometimes it's in the courthouse. It kind of has in the statutes in Texas that it'll be on the east side of the courthouse outside, but always it's not on the east side outside. But they'll tell you where it's at. You really want to try to go to one of those auctions just to see what happens. It's not like a typical auction that you see on TV, where they're auctioning off a big painting or a car. There can be many different auctions going on at one time. So when a bank forecloses on a property, they have a trustee, and every bank has a different trustee for the most part, or they're using an attorney firm that has a different trustee. And there can be multiple auctions going on at exactly the same time, exactly in the same 20 foot area, the 200 square foot area. And it can be very confusing, but it's great to go and learn how that works. Then we're also going to be talking about the HUD and the VA and other government auctions. Majority of those are going to be listed in the MLS. And some of them had restrictions in regards to, like a HUD. When they first go on the market, they are not available for investors. So that's something you need to be aware of, and that's what we train in our trainings, and that's how we teach you how to do this in this business. And then, once again, at the courthouse steps, it's bank foreclosures, but bank foreclosures can also be sold on the MLS. They can be sold online. They can be sold on companies like auction.com and other auctions out there that are local to your area. that the bank may contract with. Auction.com is the big nationwide company that does that. Now, one thing to understand when a bank or another entity is listing a foreclosure, you really want to make sure you're good on your numbers. I've seen properties on these third-party sites that the bank hires that are 300% above value. They go out there and here's a house worth $200,000. They will put it on the auction at starting bid at $400,000, $500,000, sometimes up to $600,000. And there's a lot of people that are not familiar with the area that property is in. They don't know the values, and they wind up getting a house. Sometimes it doesn't go through because they can't get financing. There's not a bank out there that would finance them. And then we have the local property auctions that we're going to have both Tim and Gaby talk about, and Doug Toon talk about, because they have people that they're involved with that have the local property auctions. They may only be auctioning off one property, or they can be auctioning off 3 or 4 properties at one time. And then you have Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which are conventional loans. By the way, FHA loans are HUD homes that we talked about earlier up there, and Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are conventional loans. So what that is your bank or the mortgage company will start the mortgage on that, and then they will sell that mortgage off many times to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So I hope I made that kind of clear. We really spend some time on that when we're in our trainings, and make that happen. So on our next slide, it's what we find at auctions. Why would we go to an auction? What are we looking for at an auction? We're not only looking at great deals, which is the bottom down there. We're looking for buyers. So if you wind up with a property that you might want to wholesale out to another investor, it is a great place to gather that information. Great place to gather your group of buyers that you will have, because they're serious buyers in the most part when they go there. And then we're going to talk about money, and there's people there that have money, and that's what you're looking for. Is you're looking for access to money. You may be looking for partners. So we'll be talking about that tonight. And once again, we're going there for great deals. So first of all, why would we need to go to find buyers? So our next slide. So why would we need to go find buyers? So when we coach for real estate investing, and our student is looking at it saying, I want to buy and hold, I want to have these houses, we also encourage them to be looking at houses that they otherwise would not make offers on, because they're not going to fix and buy and hold. They're not going to buy and hold that property, not going to do the Burr effect on it. But it is a great deal, and they don't want to pass it up. So what we do is we encourage them to put an offer on that property, and then they go out and they have a list of other investors that are buyers that may want to buy that property from them as an assignment. So why would you go? You're going to go to look for buyers, to build your network, to build your team. We talked about team building last week. So that's, or 2 weeks ago. That's what you're going to do when you go to an auction, is you're also looking to meet other people. You don't just stand in the corner and not be seen. You're going to want to talk to a lot of people. You're going to want to gather a lot of their information, ask them what they do, where they do it, and if they would be interested if you ever sent them a property. So that's why we look for buyers. And then the next, Tim and Gaby own a mortgage company, and they own a lending company, should I say. They have all kinds of lending, some incredible deals out there that a lot of my personal clients are working with them right now on getting things financed. So Tim and Gaby, let's talk about that. Talk about why they would need to seek you out at an auction.
Okay. Well, first, if you're going to an auction, if you're going to like a local auction. A lot of times when people do like estate sales, they will auction off the house instead of listing it on the MLS. Or if you go to the courthouse steps to one of those auctions, there's going to be people there that bid that don't win. And so you know that they have money because they wouldn't be bidding, especially at the courthouse steps, because you have to follow it up with cash, right?
Cash, yeah.
So then those are good people to approach as potential private lenders for you to fund deals. And so that's one reason to go to auctions, even if you're not necessarily going to buy a property, maybe you're brand new, but it's a good way that you can meet people that might end up being able to fund deals for you in the future. And then as far as like the local auction and auction.com properties, HUD foreclosures, things like that, then there is an option to get financing for those. And there's several different options. Gaby, why don't you talk about some of those options?
Well, you can basically take a fix and flip loan, or you can do a DSCR loan if the house does not need any repair, but most likely it does need repair. So we have fix and flip loans, and we can qualify for that one and make sure that you have the funds when you need to get them closed. Anything else?
There was something that you had mentioned about HUDs or FHA.
Oh, well, if you're a buyer, like if you're bidding on it as with your realtor on it, then you can do a HUD 100. It's like a FHA loan. That's 100%, $100 down, and you can do an FHA loan. I can help you with those with the American Mortgage Company's business. That we have different programs, and you can get, I think, up to $10,000 on repair cost, which is really unique if you are a buyer and you're doing it for your personal home. This is not for investing. But if you have somebody that you're working with, then that's a really great option without a big down payment.
Yeah. And for investors, there are options that we have with either 90% or possibly 100% of the purchase price and 100% of the repairs. And so the investor just needs to bring closing costs to the table, and they can have 100% of the repairs financed for a short-term loan. And then they could either sell it or they could refinance out into a debt service coverage ratio or DSCR loan.
Absolutely. DSCR.
DSCR.
Yeah, thank you. Tell a little bit of what that is, how that works for investors.
Well, for the investor, basically, it is asset-based lending. It is basically based on the rental income, and it's not on your personal tax returns and personal income that you have. So we're not asking for any of your personal financial statements. Only if you have to bring money to closing, then we're going to ask for your bank statements. But you do not need to bring show us your pay stubs and stuff. So it's the appraisal goes out to the house, appraises the house, and then the appraisal does a assessment on the rental income, and that's called a 1007, how we call it. And then with that part, you're gonna if the rent is basically, like, say $1,000, and the appraisal comes back with rental income of $1,250, then you definitely can use that income for the loan, because it's a 1.25%. What's it called?
Debt service coverage ratio.
Yeah, that's basically the debt service, the DSCR ratio that you can qualify for.
Yeah.
Very good.
And it most likely requires a personal guarantee, but most of the options don't show up on your personal credit report.
Yeah, we have two different options on those.
Very good. So yeah, I know a lot of people that are taking advantage of that right now. I know you've been busy with that last several weeks since that product has become available, and it's really working well for investors that are out there.
And it's got very good interest rates. The interest rates are like like in the mid sevens,
Wow.
which
And,
is just slightly higher than an owner occupied loan.
yeah, that's pretty crazy from a year ago, but that is what it is today. And you know what? We all make money with that, and we just build that into our business plan. So good deal. Thank you, Gaby and Tim, for that. So on our next slide, we're going to be talking about why would we need partners. Now, Doug, I know that you've worked a couple of deals or more with partners. I think your first deal was with a partner because it was a money partner, and then so we're going to auctions. We're talking to people that are buying foreclosures or whatever it may be, and building our partners on that. So, Doug, talk a little bit about how that has worked for you and what you put together, whether or not you found them at an auction or not, but how partners work for you.
Well, my first deal, it wasn't a partner. It was hard money, but you know, I'm just trying to think that particular deal. I suspect it was a wholesale, but no, I've worked with partners before, and the way we structure that is with Genesis 5Ms. Y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I structure it with the 5Ms. So the mining, money, maintenance, managing, and marketing, we separate all that out. Whoever takes care of those things, they get the 20% that goes with that M. So if I've found the deal, I get that 20%. If they bring the money, they get that 20%. If they do the maintenance, they get that 20%. And then if I do the marketing and anyway, that you see what I'm saying is that the 5Ms are where we delineate who's going to take care of what, and we write that up in an agreement. It's a partnership agreement. So that's how we handle that.
So how do you find your partners, or what are you looking? I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. What are you looking for when you're
somebody I knew? Yeah, no, it was just somebody I knew. We met them through. Well, I had a contractor that was working on one of my jobs, and he mentioned that his folks were also interested in real estate. And I said, well, here, give them my card and have them contact me. And they came to our meetings, and through all that, we got together and did a deal together, and turned out to be pretty good. You know, of course, working with partners, you have to give and take. You know, you can't do it your way all the time, and so you have to give and take. I'm going to an auction next Tuesday. I went to the auction last month, and last month I bought a 2-1 in Marshall, west side of Marshall, for $8,279.68. And I thought that was a pretty good deal for a 2-1. It's going to be cash flow. You know, that's the reason I bought it. And yes, they can redeem them, but I don't care. They let them redeem them. I'm going to Cherokee County Tuesday to bid on one that I think it's got pretty good bones. It's kind of out in the middle of nowhere with almost 3 acres of land. So that's the reason I go to auctions, is to get good deals.
Absolutely. So, so what are you looking for when you are looking for a partner?
What was that?
What are you looking for when you're looking for a partner?
Oh, I'm looking for somebody that's mentally stable. First of all, I like to work with people that aren't afraid to work. So Dennis teaches us not to do the rehab yourself. I have a really hard time not doing that, but I try to pick people that they can pitch in too. That, and really, if I can stand to be around them, for long periods of time, that's a good sign. I sort of have a sixth sense that I inherited from my dad, and I can just in about 15 minutes talking to somebody, I can tell you whether they're good one way or the other, good or bad. And I don't know, it's kind of a gift.
There you go. So we're always looking for people with integrity, and we're always looking for people that are hard workers and to be our partners on deals that we do. I'm actually meeting with some people later this week. I'm hoping to be partner on a deal with them, or they're hopefully they're hoping that I'll partner on a deal with them. So maybe it works both ways. So I know that I've been very impressed with some stories that Doug's had out there on his partners and what he's been working with. So let's go to the next slide, which is finding great deals. That's another reason why we are going to auctions, or why we are buying auction type properties, is we're looking for those great deals. Now, up till about 3 months ago, they were pretty hard to find in the MLS because the interest rates were so low and the market was so hot. Now that the interest rates have more than doubled in the last several months, we're starting to see some deals come about at auctions, foreclosures on the MLS, and other areas. So that's why we're going there, is we're looking for those great deals. Now, a lot of times when we go to auctions, we may not get that property. So we may get second or third bid on it. But a lot of times those companies will come back to us later down the road and say, hey, the first one fell out. They couldn't get their financing, or they didn't know what they were doing, or whatever it may be. The other guy didn't want it. Are you still open to buying that property? And we picked up several properties on that basis. So we're going to look there, look at the auctions. We're going to look at the auction type properties. Once again, they can be online too, for that great deal. Now, just because they start a bid out at $300,000 or $200,000 doesn't necessarily mean that anybody will bid on that property at that price. So sometimes you'll see those properties kind of linger around on the market for a while. And so we're looking for we're looking for the deal, and just because they're asking a price doesn't mean you can't make an offer that's lower than that price. Now, if it's a HUD house and listed, is HUD going to take $10 for that property? No, they're not going to do that. That's not how auctions work. That's only on TV or the movies, or the late night infomercials that somebody's talking about how they bought this property for $1. They probably bought an option on a lien for $1. They didn't buy the property for $1. So so qualify all that, but we are looking for the deals. We want to make sure those deals are in our marketing area, so we know what those areas are. So if you go to a live auction and don't get hung up, or don't get caught up, should I say, in the bidding of it, make that happen with knowing what you're bidding on. Like I said, we're going to see this back again, but back in the subprime days, it was not unusual to go to a big hotel ballroom with hundreds, if not thousands, of investors bidding on properties. Big giant show out there where Wells Fargo and other lenders would have booths out there trying to qualify people on the spot. And we would see that same property during that same auction come out 4 or 5 times, because people would bid on it. They would win the bid. They'd go out there to see if they could get qualified. They go to the bidder's table and they wouldn't have any documentation stating they have money to buy a property. So they would send them out to the Wells Fargo booth or whoever would be out there and try to qualify them for a loan, and they couldn't get qualified, and then that property would come back on the auction again. It's like a movie. When the trailer comes out at the end of the movie after the credits, a lot of people have already left. That happens on those live auctions. So when you go, you want to plan to be there all day long, or until that auction ceases. So look at that. Make sure you're on that list. Make sure you let the bidder's table know that you're interested in that property if that property does not sell to the buyer who bid on it. So we're going to find great deals in these auction properties. So you need to be familiar with those. I said earlier in this call, that's what we do. That's what every one of us on this call do, is we train people to train investors to know how to find these properties, know how to bid on these properties, know how to bid on them right, and know how to have the money lined up so you can take advantage of it. It's pretty unsatisfactory to go to these auctions and not have the money lined up, and the deal of the century falls in your lap. So that's kind of where we're at. So Gaby and Tim and Doug, do y'all have anything to add to this before we wrap this call up?
But if you don't have your money lined up correctly, you're going to lose a lot of money too, because you have to pay fees and stuff like that in order to bid on it and hold the property. So keep that in mind. So always be prepared for it. And if you need help, give us a call.
Absolutely. So we had a question in the chat about what the 5 M's are, is what we base our training on. That comes from Dennis Henson. He's our partner in this business. And the 5 M's are mining, money, maintenance, marketing, and management. So those are the 5 M's that you need to have down. And that's what our training is based on. We don't only train how to go and buy properties. We train how to build a system, build your business plan, build your banking package. You have your banking package together. You take it to Gaby and Tim, and it makes their job so much easier to get you financed. Instead of, as Gaby and I have talked several times, where she makes a comment on the basis of it's like pulling teeth to get information out of these people. And that's what we try to avoid when we have students on this and on this program. So, and then Matthew, you're asking what type of, would that type of
person be considered mentally competent?
Yeah, would that be considered mentally competent? So I don't know what kind of person you're talking about, but yeah, that's what we're looking for is people that, and mentally competent doesn't mean somebody that's fried their brains on drugs. Okay. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about people that aren't familiar with how the system works, and they assume it works a different way. So, and then our last question is Reno said, I recently went to a courthouse auction and saw that there was that this appraised value was way under the market value. Why does this occur? Does this property require a lot of renovations or something like that? Yes, sir. Normally, Reno, that is the situation. You'll see that on HUD houses a lot, where the appraised value is much more than what they're listing it at. It's because they've already taken out what they feel the repairs are. It doesn't always mean that's what they are. So, and then Ruby, hello, Ruby. Good to see you. Can any of you speak on the situation of what's happening with the dollar and how you see see real estate playing into that? I'm assuming, Ruby, you're talking about the bank failures that we're having right now. In my opinion, for the most part, that's not affecting us right now. Those are banks that really bet on other forms of money other than the U.S. dollar. Gaby, you might have some input in that, or even Doug and Tim, if y'all have any input in that. But we're not really, that really doesn't affect what we're doing. It's going to be interesting to watch and what banks are going to fail because of this. But I don't foresee it affecting our business any way whatsoever, unless you bought a bunch of Bitcoin and and you're trying to buy houses with Bitcoin, which you can do. There are title companies out there. There are lenders out there. There are individuals out there that will trade in Bitcoin. And to be honest with you, I am not very knowledgeable on Bitcoin at all, but I don't foresee that taking any effect in the lending business. Gaby, do you see any effect of that happening to you?
Well, not to us directly, because some of the lenders, they disappear. But usually the loan is being serviced anyway by a different company, and they just keep servicing the note as long as you make your payments. There's no problem on it at all. Some banks come, some banks go, but as a broker, I have to say we have great companies that we have chosen to work with, and that they do not disappear because they're solid.
There you go. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up tonight. We wanted to keep it close to about 30 minutes. We're about 35 minutes into it right now. So I appreciate you. Doug, did you have anything in closing you wanted to bring up?
Well, not about banks. I mean, it's not the banks. It's the U.S. dollar, but that's a whole other discussion. But I am going to the tax sale in Cherokee County on Tuesday. So if anybody wants to stand there and look over my shoulder, I had several guys went with me to Marshall a couple of weeks ago. So
what time is that on Tuesday?
Huh?
What time is that on Tuesday?
10 o'clock, isn't it?
10 o'clock. It's usually at
10
10
a.m.
o'clock.
Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
Cherokee
Unless
County.
it's not. It could be at 1, but it's usually at 10.
All right. Unless it's not. Okay. Reach out to Doug. Or you can reach out to the county and find out what time the tax sale is going to be. That's key there. Doug is going to the tax sale. So if you call the county, ask them what time the tax sale or the sheriff's sale is, and Doug will be there. Okay. So good deal. And thank you all for being on here tonight. We will not be having a call next week because it is Easter. And once again, we're moving this call to the first and third Sunday, and we're going to change the format as we go along. We're going to make this more of an interactive call, where it's more than just text on here. We had a bad experience a few years ago when we had this on Zoom. If you don't know the story, Super Bowl weekend, Super Bowl Sunday, I didn't take that into effect because I'm not a big football fan. But we had about 300 people on a Zoom call, and we got all mooned at the same time because it was a college sorority, and it was it's comical now. It was not comical then. It was like, how do we get these people off? And poor CJ, our producer, was having to take them off one at a time.
Oh no!
So we had about 300 butts shaking on the screen at one time. Very interesting. I'm not saying I wouldn't have been part of that if I was in college in my college days. So, but we didn't have cameras. We didn't have videos back then, so we could get away with everything. So thank you so much for being on here. Once again, enjoy your Easter weekend. I'll be Tuesday night in Lindale. Tim and Gaby will be on the 15th in Wichita Falls. And then the following Monday that you're going
to? The 17th.
and the 17th in Denton. And then Doug, y'all are going to be on the 10th. Is that correct?
Yeah, second Monday.
All right. So next Tuesday in Glendale, next the Monday after that in Longview, the Saturday after that in Wichita Falls, and then the Monday after the Saturday on the 17th is going to be Denton, Texas. So we look
What
forward
about Randy Hughes? What about Randy Hughes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. We have Randy Hughes coming in. Randy Hughes is the land trust guy, Mr. Land Trust. He's a great friend of all of ours. We've been on multiple vacations together. We've been really a great time together. He will be visiting all our locations of this on the screen here tonight, but he'll be doing 5 or 6 meetings for us the first week of May. And those are the free meetings that we're going to be scattered all the way as far west as Wichita Falls and as far east as Longview, and then Denton and the Dallas-Fort Worth area, South Dallas, Grapevine, or Grand Prairie, that whole area. So he'll be here that first week of May 1st through the 6th, and you can go on a meetup and see where he's going to be at any particular time. And then he's going to come back and do his all-day boot camp on May the 20th, which is a Saturday. It looks like that's going to be in Hurst, either Hurst or Grapevine right now. We're going to settle that tomorrow. We've got our bids in, or got our quotes, not our bids, our quotes in for the location. And I'll be making that decision tomorrow. And then, so Randy is Land Trust. If you want to know how to do Land Trust, you need to come to the free meetings at all of our locations, and then you want to book yourself for that Saturday because he gives away some great information. You get all the land trusts. So literally that Saturday meeting on the 20th, you'll walk away from that meeting writing your first land trust because he actually has us all write the land trust right there in the room. So thank you, Gaby, for that reminder. What's that, Doug?
Cancun?
It's very
What about Cancun?
We have Cancun coming up. I think it's the third or fourth week of September.
20th, yeah.
I don't have that calendar in front of me right now, but we do have that. We do have Cancun coming up. We'll be talking about that at all of our meetings coming up. We have some great stuff working on that. And if you come to our meetings starting next Tuesday and all of our meetings, and this is an announcement that Doug doesn't know and Gaby and Tim don't know, but we're going to be working a drawing that we're going to be drawing for a free trip to Cancun. Okay. So it's not going to be at every meeting that we have. You're going to have a chance to enter, and you get a chance to enter more than once if you go to more than one meeting. So for instance, if you go to Doug's meeting on the 7th or on the 10th, and then you go to the Randy Hughes meeting in Longview, you get 2 chances on that drawing. Okay. So, and then if you go to the Randy Hughes thing in May, you get 2 chances there. You get one at the first week of May and one on the 20th, if you want to register then for our June meeting. So we'll end that at the end of July. That'll be announced more in detail in an email to all of our IMTs this week. So if you want a chance to go to Cancun, free trip, airfare and everything, transportation from the airport to the hotel, everything paid for, all inclusive. You don't even pay for a meal or a drink or an ice cream cone. Everything comes with it. So, but we will be going to Cancun. It'll be priced very similar to what it was last year, where Norma was trying to get that finalized on Friday, but it looks like it'll probably be tomorrow before they give her the final prices on that. The facilities we go to are second to none. They're great facilities. And so Norma's hammering that out tomorrow. So excited about that.
Okay, one more thing we have on the 22nd, we have our workshop in Addison on how to analyze the deal, how to find the money. April 22nd,
Okay.
We're going to be in Addison, and we have basically how to analyze the deal and how to fund the deal, and you're going to get a workshop, and it's $49.
$49 for the workshop all day?
Mm-hmm. It's from I think from 9 till 1, and then you can go later on and look at the properties too that are available.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. All right, everybody. Thanks for being there. Hope to see you at one of our locations in the next couple of weeks. And Tim and Gaby and Doug, thank you for being on here tonight. Really appreciate y'all's help.
You're welcome. We loved it.
All right, good deal. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Running your own real estate investment business can be stressful, time-consuming, and difficult to manage. Where do you start? Why go out and try and reinvent the wheel when we have the answer? With our exclusive training program, we will teach you how to free up your time to build your business, develop your goals, learning where to find the money, how to find better deals, keeping track of offers, building a team, and developing a business plan that works for you. We at Real Impact Real Estate Training and Mentoring have all the answers for you. We have several plans to help you get your business to the next level. We have developed the best one-on-one personal training system in the industry. We have a proven structure that has been developed for more than 50 years through the purchase and sales of thousands of homes and commercial properties. We will help you set up and build your real estate investment business. Whether you are new to investing or you are a seasoned professional, we have a plan for you to customize your business to a method that works, is affordable, and fits your budget. With training modules like finding money, finding deals, learning how to get correct comps, building a team, short sales, subject tos, foreclosures, making multiple offers, understanding auctions, REOs, and tax sales, working to build your construction team, and finding sellers and buyers. Find your property management team, plus over 70 additional training modules to choose from. Sit down with us for a one-on-one consulting to see what training plan is best to develop your goals and to build your business by using the 5 M's of investing: mining, money, maintenance, marketing, and management. Wouldn't your life be great if you can live it on your own terms? We help you develop and structure your business to take massive action. Join the Real Impact Real Estate Training today. Change your life today with real estate investing.